Hey, Tony guys is here. I'm just sitting in the bed today, working from home. Had a long last couple of days on the road, and wanted to share something because I was on Instagram, and Deion Sanders and I follow each other on Instagram, and so his post came up, and he was giving a speech, and he had somebody else come up, another coach come up and give a speech, and I want y'all to understand something because I've been working with athletes since 2010, pro athletes and college athletes, high school athletes. And it's something that I found. So if you raising kids or if your child on a team or, whatever, let me tell you the key. Let me tell you the secret. This is the Deion Sanders secret. Now, this secret right here is confidence. That is the only secret is confidence. If somebody believes in themselves, they are incapable of failing. See, losing and failing is not the same thing. Because losing, that is a moment in time. That is an event. Failing is a moment in time. So a person can lose a game, which could be seen as failing at that game that day. But that doesn't make them a failure. They're going to get back up and they're going to win again. And so what I want you to understand is when you're dealing with your kids, when you're dealing with your athletes, you can't just beat them down, and criticize. You got to speak life into them. You got to uplift them. So you hard on them, meaning you holding them accountable. You being real with them, but you got to give them a dose of confidence. You got to let them know that they can win, that they capable of beating anybody, that they got what it takes. And you got to be on them in their life, not just in the game, but in their life. Clean your life up. Get your life together. Be on time. Be prompt. Pull your pants up. Take care of your hair. Take care of your skin. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. Take care of your time. You got to be on them in those other areas. And I work with a team out, in this. Here you have this team. They done had athletes. And this was at Baylor men's basketball. The coaches had been there coaching, I think, 16 or 17 years when I came in. And we getting ready. We're going into this season. We're going into the 2019 season. And the coaches, the coach told me we're pretty good. We're not the best, but they got us ranked at 16 in the country. So, we do decent. And I said, okay. And just so happened, I had no clue about that. That's not why I reached out. I reached out because I was going to Waco, Texas with my wife to the silos. And I remember the player, Epe Udo, who played for Baylor and was a number 6 pick. So I reached out to Epe and said, hey, is your coach that coached you still at Baylor? And isn't that school in Waco? He said, yes, in Waco, Texas. And yeah, the coach is still there. And so he reached out. How I remember Baylor, how I remember Waco, I have no clue. But I think it's because I knew Epe. We had talked. And so I kind of was looking up his pedigree, where he come from and all that, his story. And he reached out to the coach. The coach said, come on in. Hey, Epe recommend you come on in. He said, how much time you need? I said, I just want to talk to him like 20 minutes. The talk ended up going 45 minutes. We had a great talk. It landed with the guys, and it hit on some things that they had never spoke on as a coaching style. Now, see, the thing with Deion Sanders is he pretty much probably going to hit on everything. So his team, they getting the whole kid and caboodle. But for me, coming in, working with Baylor, I was like a missing piece. They have the X's and O's. They got that piece. And they got the praying and the sermons, but they didn't have the real talk from a relatable place, from someone that the young men could look up to and actually respect because of what he is doing in his life. So see, this is the thing. Another coach could say the same thing Deion Sanders saying, but Deion Sanders is a Hall of Famer. So another man could go in and say what I'm saying, but I'm a former drug dealer. I'm a former college athlete. I'm a former womanizer. So a lot of those things that I am formerly is what young men idolize and look up to. A lot of times they looking up to and respecting the dope boys because of the rap music. They looking up to womanizers because every man want to have that experience of being able to sleep with multiple women. As stupid as that is, men want that experience. And then I am a God-made successful man, meaning whatever you want to put on it. I don't like to talk too much about money, but they see that. Then they go see my following online. So all of those unique pieces, it make the message land better. It make the message stick more than if I was just, a random Joe off the street coming in telling them do this, do this, do this. When I'm saying do this, do this, do this, they see the success that it has produced. They see the brand, the following, the business. They see the money. They see the byproducts. They see everything of, oh, you know what you're talking about. Same thing with Deion Sanders. See, it's coaches who probably say what he say, but they ain't never performed on a high level like Deion Sanders. So the player's going to listen to him differently because they're going to say, this dude done did it. Now, guess what? He wasn't on all of that when he was their age. Yeah, he probably will say, yeah, I work hard, I train hard, I practice hard, but you can't look at Deion Sanders and say that you don't think he was living with the ladies. You hear me? And even today, he's still not married. So he done been in relationships, and of course, he got kids from relationships. But it show you that was one of his vices, the ladies. And so he had a learning curve too. But they still see he learned, he grew, he took care of his kids, still taking care of his kids, and he played at a high level. He performed at a high level. So when you are your child parent, they come from you. So they want to believe you. They want to hear you. They want to learn from you. When you they coach, and if you got a team, they want to hear from you. They want to learn from you. But the key is, when I went in with Baylor and we started, the coaches, they got the X's and O's. But when I hit on them other things, them other areas, where the players had to start looking themselves in the mirror and cleaning up their life as men behind closed doors, now you take sacrifice, dedication, focus, and you put that with a loving environment, with accountability and great coaching. They set a win record that year. 22 straight wins in a row. Then got shut down by COVID. They came back the next year, but now they on a new wave now. Now they saw what a little extra sacrifice could produce, a little extra belief could produce. Now they saw that. So that next year they came in, we kicked it off on the same thing. The same thing. Dedicate yourself. Watch yourself in the dark. Pay attention to how you move. This and that, this and that. We hit on all them same things. Boom, boom. Had us a couple talks. Got off on a good foot. Got to going. They went to rolling. Guess what? National championship. National championship that year. And that's what I try to tell you. National championship that year. Keep this beside my bed. Won the national championship. See, that's right there. Say Gaskins. Say Gaskins. Set the record for largest championship reign in the history of championship reigns. See what I'm trying to tell you? Upside down. Now, how they played, and I'm going to tell you, they got the games in here. First game, beat Houston, 79-55. They ain't just win, they dominated. 79-55. Next game, look like that's Wisconsin, 76-63. They ain't winning, they dominating. Next game, Villanova, 62-51. They ain't winning, they dominating. Next game. Look like that's Arkansas or Arkansas Razorbacks. 81-72. They beating these teams double digits. That's 9 points right there. Championship game. Everybody, Charles Barkley, everybody you know picked Gonzaga. They beat Gonzaga by 16 points. 86-70 in the national championship game. You know what changed? I'm gonna tell you what changed. And the coaches might not like this because they've been coaching the same time. They've been coaching the same way the whole time. They've been teaching the same stuff the whole time. They've been working with them guys for 2-3 years. But they matured, but they didn't just mature in their body, they matured in their mind. They matured in their mind. They star players stop fornicating. Stop getting into nonsense outside of the game and was locked in and focused. One of the players, he come and tell me, man, I don't even sleep with my girlfriend no more. I'm locked in. Another player, man, I'm locked in. These guys, they will text you, they'll call you. They getting insight, they getting advice. I'm talking about starters. They getting on the phone and they getting mental coaching. And that right there is the secret. See, it ain't that Colorado just got all the greatest players. And it's way better players on other teams out there that ain't winning. I guarantee you Alabama, who got beat, got better players than Colorado. Yeah, Colorado got some players that can play for Alabama. But I guarantee you collectively, Alabama got more skill, more 5-star athletes. And Alabama got beat. You know why? They ain't got the mindset. They don't have the leadership. See, Saban can't lead the way Deion Sanders could lead. Because when you look at their track record, their resume as it relate to football, that's a big difference. We don't know Nick Saban as a Hall of Fame NFL player. Well, if he is, I don't know nothing about it. And the MLB player. Major League Baseball player. So now, Saban could say the exact same thing that Deion Sanders say, and it's going to land better for Deion because of who he is. And see, when you raising your children and when you motivating your kids, you got to remember who you are. You got to remember who you are, and you got to remember that how you move in your life, that's your Hall of Fame career. So if your children see you drunk, now you a bench player instead of a Hall of Famer. If your children see you not loving yourself, not setting boundaries in your life, not prioritizing your time, not being ambitious, you are a practice squad. You're not even practice squad. You are a player that got cut from the team. But when you take care of yourself, you loving yourself, you got boundaries, you got priorities, now you are a Hall of Famer as a parent. So when you speak life into your kids, they're going to believe you, they're going to hear you, and it's going to activate. And they're going to make moves. So when I motivate my sons, they're going to look at my lifestyle. They're going to look at what I done produce. They're going to look at the house they live in. They're going to look at the cars they drive in. They're going to look at the work that they see me doing. So if they say, okay, I got a roof over my head, I got a vehicle to get in, got transportation, I got clothes on my back, my daddy is home, he not beating on me, he not cursing at me, he not even yelling at me until I get in some real trouble, and he's consistent, same thing with their mama, so guess what? Boom, it's going to sink. That's what you got to realize. So the key right now to when you look at Colorado football, Deion Sanders' success and what I'm learning from him by watching him, I already knew it is confirmation. Is because he's not supposed to be winning at this level at this soon. He's not supposed to be winning. And I had also discounted the power of just people believing in themselves, believing and being all in. and having confidence. I had discounted the power because, you know, here I am, I'm living, I'm doing this. Y'all got to forgive me. Some in my eye. Up here. You know, your eyes be running and then you let it sit there. People believing in themselves, people counting on themselves, people having that right there, that faith. You forget how that applies, because now if somebody believe, if a player believe, guess what he gonna do? He going to bed at 10:30, not 1 a.m. Guess what he gonna do? He finna drink a gallon of water, not Mountain Dews and Coca-Cola. He finna put in extra reps in the gym, not cut and skip reps, because he believe. There's an expectation that's set. The expectation is set, and this way you got to be. This what I want you to meet. I believe in you. You better believe in you. But see, so often what we do when we raising people, when we training people, when we teaching people, we set the bar so low, and we let them make excuses, and we let them get by with stuff, and we let them slip through the cracks, and we let them all this different stuff pass by, and it end up hurting us. So listen to me. Take a lesson from this, and because this is one thing I do, and this is one thing that that has helped me create success in my life, is by paying attention and getting a lesson from any and everything. I get a lesson from that paint on the wall. I get a lesson from that frame on the wall. I get a lesson from this headboard. I get a lesson from this hat on my head. I get a lesson from any and everything in life. What is it doing? What is its job? How is it performing? What is the purpose, the goal, and how is it happening? What's the lesson from it? Get the lesson from every man, every woman, every friend, every family member, every person that you know. Take a lesson from what they're showing you. Apply it to your life, and then get you a win. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. For the aspiring authors, we got the author boot camp coming up, the publishing boot camp. It's on TonyGassonsAcademy.com coming up early October. Get on over there, TonyGassonsAcademy.com. Get your spot in there. Space is limited. And from there, you'll get an invite for a couple other things. The publishing company, and also the cabin retreat, the writer's retreat. But you cannot get an invite to either one of those if you're not in the publishing boot camp. Don't matter if you already did Birth Your Book program. That's something different. This is not just a class. This is also an opportunity presentation. So, and I just want select people in there. So that's why it's not free and all of that. How people be doing free webinars. That's why it ain't that. Because I want people that's serious, that's invested, that's intentional about them being an author and their writing career. So get on over there, TonyGassonsAcademy.com. God bless you. We'll talk soon.